it's all downhill in your 30s if you believe that it's all downhill. I think one of the worst decisions that you can make in your 20s is not working hard and thinking that somehow magically everything is just gonna work itself out. While it does in certain cases, but the thing is that you have to work towards that. A while back, I heard this saying, when you have a good intentions, you're a good person, good things happen to you, and it's gonna work out. And it does work out. But the thing is, nothing is gonna work out if you're just sitting at home, being lazy, not working, not doing anything, not progressing your life forward. And then on the opposite end, you have the younger generation that is working and then isn't like enjoying their 20s, isn't having fun. And I remember a conversation with two of my family members who are a bit younger. They're in their 20s, and they're pretty much talking about like stocks and business and all of these topics that are happening in the world. And I told them, like, why do you guys like focus on this stuff? Like, why don't you focus on being like 20? When I was a 20-year-old, all I wanted to do was work, have some money, save some money, and go out. And I guarantee you that you're definitely going to have enough time to do both. I worked until like 10, 11 o'clock at night, and you would get home, you would change, and it's like a Friday night, and you would go out with all your friends. You would just go doing like whatever. And that's how it is in your 20s. You work extremely hard. You go and you have fun. You have like all this energy. The only way to waste your 20s is to be on the far of either one of those spectrums. The far end of you not doing anything, and then the far end of you like thinking too much and then working too much, like in a sense of you trying to be an adult when you don't have to be, and then you just trying to do like nothing. You need to have a blend of both. When you're in your 20s, you have a lot of energy and you have a lot of time on your hands. You have a lot of energy to work and go out and hang out with your friends and your family and just live life and kind of do whatever. Try different things, go places, do things. But in one end, trying to think too much of like having a business, working too hard, trying to be like deep, sophisticated in that age, it's really difficult because you're kind of trying to mold yourself into a person when you're not ready to be that person. And it was really difficult. Like when I was in my 20s, I constantly worked around a lot of older people, and I hated it at that time because like there wasn't anybody that worked in that like field with me that was my age. So there wasn't anybody really that I could relate to. This was doing building maintenance. And so these guys were like old, they had families, and I just couldn't relate to them whatsoever. But I would work and go out, and I'd talk to them about my weekend and stuff like that. And they were kind of in this phase of like, yeah, that's good. Like, that's what you should be doing. You should be working hard, saving as much as you can, earning as much as you can, but also like enjoying your 20s, like going out and partying and hanging out with friends, and kind of slowly getting to that phase of like getting those responsibilities that you need to get to as a young adult. And then slowly as you change And as you get into your like late 20s, that's when obviously it slows down. You start getting more responsibilities. You start looking at life differently and analyzing your life and the things that you're doing differently. I truly believe that whatever age you are in is the best age that you could possibly be at right now. I'm 35. I do not wish to be 20. I do not wish to go back in time. I'm truly in the best moment in my life currently right now. And I'm a true believer in that it constantly keeps getting better as you go along, because you keep making it better. You keep getting better at life. You keep getting better at solving your problems, finding solutions, figuring things out in your environment, your surroundings, your job, your career, just everything, your health. Everything just keeps getting better. Enjoy the phase of that you're in. And then once you grow out of that, understand that it was that phase. You've moved on, and now it's time for the next phase. And the other thing I constantly hear too is that a lot of people will always tell you, oh, it's all downhill after your 30s. It's all downhill. I heard this like a million times when I was right before I was 30, and then right when I turned 30. That's all they would ever say. And it's actually quite the opposite. And I think it's only downhill if you believe in that and you make it downhill for yourself. The world is ending for all the people that believe that the world is ending. It's all downhill in your 30s if you believe that it's all downhill. And I certainly don't. I believe that any age that you are in is the best age that you could possibly be in. You enjoy that moment, and then you get to the next phase of your life. Enjoy your 20s, work hard, play hard. Peace.